there was no such thing as style. Matter of fact, there were no belly dancing teachers until Jamila started teaching. And at that point, she was just starting to give names to steps, naming them after the dancers she'd worked with. That's why Maya's called Maya, after Amaya Medwar. Turkish drop was named after Tabora Najim, who was the first Turkish style dancer she saw do it. She started putting together families of similar steps, calling them Egyptian because they were similar, Arab, they were similar.
Dabbled with others. I like to take classes. I've taken classes with American Tribal and with Egyptian Cabaret and with Greek, Moroccan, African. There's most of the workshops that I have gone to and classes I've taken have been geared more for the cabaret performance. But I have tried to expand my knowledge in different areas just to have little tidbits to add to, because my style has always developed over the years. It might have kind of a core back with what I learned, which was Lebanese with a touch of Serbian, because my teacher was Serbian, so the more the Ram type dancing, but I've tried to interject other things into it as well to create my own style. So.
I do. But I think that it needs to start with the self. I think it's an incredible tool. Belly dance has literally saved my life. And I've seen it do amazing things. I actually, the majority of my clients are private clients, and what belly dance has allowed them to do is get in touch with their body and gain an awareness of their body to the point where it's unlocking things that they've held for decades. For sometimes we'll be in a puddle of tears on the floor, and it's because of this discovery of the self. It's a very powerful thing when you finally, it clicks that, wow, she was here all along.
Yeah.
I say take heed by finding confidence through glitter and rhinestones, because anybody can wear it. It's superficial and it won't last, and it's uncomfortable after a while. So if you're going to use belly dance as a tool of empowerment, I think you should look at the cultural context of its development, the societal viewpoints of it, and understand how you can transmute some of these misconceptions for your own well-being, and to really use it as a way to, like I said, find awareness of your body and your own truths so you can find love for yourself. And then, yeah, absolutely, you will have gained that empowerment. But just slapping on the costume and saying you look good, it's not enough. It's not enough. That's always a bonus. I mean, we always feel good, you know? But truly, that's not going to last in the long run for empowerment.
I've advocated belly dance, I think this sounds really conceited, by just being. There are a lot of people that assume that in order to do this, I can't tell you how many places I will go and they'll be like, oh, what do you do for fun? Da, 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 da. It's like, well, I teach belly dance. Oh, really? Yeah, I do. Really? Well, I thought you had to be, no. You don't. You don't have to be skinny. You don't have to be young. You don't have to be petite. You don't have to be anything. You just have to be you. And so I've talked to a lot of people, especially girls that are in those years. You know, those years, like end of middle school, high school, college, when your self-esteem could potentially be at its absolute best or absolute worst, and you bounce between the two. Yeah, having conversations with the girls in that age bracket is very meaningful to me, because it's like you don't have to be anything that you don't think you need to be. If your body can do what you ask it to do when you ask it to do it, that's all you need.
I try to kindly correct people when they use words and terms that are not correct, just because they don't know the difference. And I also try to, I teach children as well, and so many times when we do free dance, I will put on Arabic music, or I'll put on Israeli music, or I'll put on some type of music that they've never heard before, so that they and their parents have to listen to this, at least for just a little bit. You know, if we're doing a scarf warm up or something like that, I try to sneak it into my other classes as well.
What does the Sisterhood of Belly Dance mean to me? It's a second family. It's a big family. I have this whole dance family in Michigan that I know. This is making me really sentimental. But in ATS, I have a worldwide dance family. So if I were traveling, say, to Brazil, I can go out and I can look for other studios, sister studios that are in Brazil, because we have a listing. And if I'm in the area, I can contact that person and say, hey, are you having any classes? Do you have any get-togethers? What's going on? Because I can come dance with you even if I don't speak the same language. So it's made me realize that I have a family that would support me almost anywhere I go in this world.
So a couple years back, I lost my father to pancreatic cancer at 57 years old. And one of the things that he and I enjoyed together was just being in the garage, tuning skis, because I did ski racing in high school and a little bit in college. In the garage, tuning skis, listening to classic rock all the time. The Eagles were by far his favorite. That was his band. And so right after he was diagnosed, I had found a recording of Eagles Hotel California, the acoustic version. And my girls did a flamenco fusion piece to Hotel California. 5.5 minutes, and that's after I cut 3 minutes out, was how long that piece was. I thought they were going to kill me, but we all got through it. Everybody survived, and it actually looked really good, and he got to see that before he died. So that was one of my proudest moments. As far as my proudest moment, technically speaking, probably getting to do my first solo was my proudest moment.
When did you get to do that?
That was, I want to say 2009, 2008, 2009. And of course that was a tabla. 3 minutes long, because I don't know how to do anything short.
Watching my students excel. Watching my troupe go from a small troupe to a nationally recognized troupe. But mostly watching my dancers go on. I have dancers now in all four corners of the United States, from Alaska to Virginia to Florida, Georgia, and they are teaching and they are professional dancers. So that makes me very proud.
Baba. Yeah, Baba. I mean, I appreciate a lot of them. I like Fatim. I like Conchi. I like, oh gosh, I can't think of her name. Mesmera. I really liked Mesmera. I took several workshops with Mesmera. I like Jasmine Jahal too. I really like her. I think there's something to be said for most of them that I've seen. Maybe I haven't grasped something from every single person, as far as maybe I don't like their style as well as somebody else's, but everybody's had something to teach that's been something different.
I don't know. I mean, my happiest moments when I went on tour to South America, I loved it. I was with great musicians. They treated me great. It was always fun with Casbah. Fadil Shaheen taught me everything I know about the music. His family, his kids will still say online, you know, I'm like their aunt. I used to take them to Young America. I'd stay overnight, sleep on the couch. I always wanted to be part of the family, you know. I loved being with Balanat, and it was really nice when they had their dedication for Jamila. And Ganima and I we did the drum solo at the end, just to be with them. But just being on stage and being accepted as part of it, as kind of matriarchs, that makes me very proud to still be part of Balanat. They've gotten different, and that's going to happen. But the premise is always there, and I think that it's amazing that Suhaila has developed her own thing and still honors her mom. What she does is a lot of work. It's just a lot of work. I don't know where she gets the energy. I have a hard time getting out of bed and getting anything done. But I am very proud to still be part of that. I think the thing that makes me the proudest maybe is that not what the dancers think of me, because they're going to like you or not like you. What matters to me is what the musicians thought of me, because Fadil always treated me with great respect. And you know, I danced with Arthur Fiedler and the San Francisco Pops, and I danced for the opera, and it was because musicians respected me.
You can express yourself fully in all forms. So that was one thing that I had learned, is I felt the need to grasp on to all of these different styles and influences as a way to sort of identify myself, and that might have something to do with me being multicultural, not really having one solid culture that I ever felt attached to. So I was almost seeking myself through seeking dance. And you know, so at one point that would have been the way that I was finding my artistry. Over time I realized that simplicity is beautiful, and what you remember from a performer, especially belly dance, because it is a very emotional dance, is the joy they carried. Not that, like, oh my gosh, her hip drop was exactly the way it should be. I mean, everybody is different, so every move is always going to look different, but what is the consistent thing you remember is what you felt.
Stories, memories, or thoughts? That's a question that puts you on the spot. I guess the thing that really surprises me about myself and belly dance is that I stuck with it. Because I didn't want to go to my first class. My friend that went with me doesn't dance anymore. And the fact that it spoke to my soul is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's a whole new life now.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's funny because the tribal community, which is not just American tribal style, we have improv tribal style, we have black sheep belly dance, we have tribal fusion, we have all these different tribal styles. But the fact that I came to it tattooed made me fit in, because at that time tattoos weren't as prevalent as they are now, and it has just kind of blossomed into my love of body art, and it's accepted and it's not frowned upon. So yeah.